1. All right, so who do I have here with me today?
Hi, my name is Sara, and my friends call me Skate.
Skate, that's a unique name.
It's Sara Kate.
Sara Kate,
I usually
that's cool.
ride a skateboard.
Yeah, do you? Are you any good?
I just use it for transportation. Longboard, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah. So what's your age and what's your current living condition?
Well, I'm 42, to be honest, and my current living condition is I have an apartment that I can't afford.
Were you ever displaced and homeless out here?
I've been houseless. I prefer the term houseless.
Yeah, houseless. Sorry.
Residentially challenged.
Residentially challenged. That works for me.
Since this is our homeland, so therefore I'm not technically homeless.
Ooh,
I'm houseless.
I like that.
And so, but yes, I've been here in Phoenix, Tempe area, here in Arizona for the past year. But I've been off and on the streets since I was 18. This year is the first time I've had my own apartment in 14 years, I think. 14
years? Congratulations.
Yes, thank you.
I'm going to salute. So did you get a voucher? How did you go about getting your own place?
There's a program out here called Rapid Rehousing, which has been such a blessing. I was able to pull it together in 7 months.
That's amazing.
It is. They pay for, it took me a couple months to get my IDs. You have to have your birth certificate, social security card, and state ID, like I was telling you. And they put you in a hotel, and they pay for your, and they feed you 3 times a day, and they do your laundry once a week, they clean your room twice a week, and they keep you there for like 3 or 4 months, but you have to actively be looking for a job. And the rules are pretty lenient. No paraphernalia or drugs, weapons of any sort, no company of any sort, and you got to be in by 11, which are very agreeable rules. You know what I mean? But I didn't have to like necessarily sober up or anything, stop any of my habits, really all the, other than staying out late and not getting no sleep. I could, no problem, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so it was an easy transition for you.
To anybody out there who says that it's not possible, it is. And I've never had it easier because I've been on housing lists in California. I'm from originally from California for years. Denver, 1.5 years housing, list.
If you don't mind me asking, what's the reason for coming out to Arizona? There's a lot of displaced people out here in Arizona, and they're not from here. They're exactly from where you say, California, Chicago, things of that nature. What brings everybody here? The
resources in California suck. Okay. But what brought me here though is I come here every year for my grandmother's birthday. This year, it would have been a year last month. She turned 100, and so I was living in Denver. I had moved from California to Denver because it's better economy out there. The minimum wage is higher, the cost of living is cheaper.
Sure.
The food banks are killer.
All right.
Negative 26 was super scary, but I was doing it pretty good in Denver. And I came out here for my grandmother's birthday. I had caught a case and I skipped out on my probation. I told my probation officer straight up, hey, I'm going to Arizona. If you want to transfer my case, cool. If not, come get me because my grandma's turning 100.
Yeah, I need to be there.
And so I still have that case pending out of Denver. I owe them $2,000. My mom canceled my return flight. I got stuck.
Oh, that's awful.
Okay, and my grandmother passed away a couple weeks after her 100th birthday. But that's okay. She had a good life. She was great. She was really cool.
I can only hope and pray that I make it to 100. Right. That's amazing.
But yeah, I got stuck here. I didn't necessarily come out here. I wasn't trying to stay here.
So how do you like it out here as opposed to being out there?
Well, it's easier to cool down than it is to warm up.
Yeah,
fact.
Yeah.
So negative, like I was saying, Denver was super scary at negative 26 degrees, sleeping out of my car and not, and struggling to hold an apartment, rent and stuff. I can say, and the housing thing, the Rapid Rehousing Program was a miracle. So I can't say that it's been terrible.
You're one of the first women or displaced people that I've ever talked to who, I've been doing this for a while now, who's made it work for them. And so this is why I wanted to get this interview. It's interesting.
I didn't even have a phone at the time. Yeah. I didn't even have a phone. My case manager from Circle the City or whatever, the Phoenix Outreach, Sergio was such an angel. I couldn't have asked for a better person in my life to help. He was
Shout
so
out
great.
Sergio.
What they don't tell you is that that you're going to be passed along the line, that you're not going to have one case manager the whole time.
Oh,
like
okay. So
you have different case
people.
managers for different phases of the program.
Okay.
And I think I've gone through this is my third or fourth case manager right now. Her name's Alice, and she is kind of like null and void. She's like doesn't return my calls, and she kind of sucks.
Oh, that sucks.
So, but yeah, she's paying my rent, so I really can't complain.
Yeah. So what's a night? I mean, you were homeless out here too, correct?
Yeah, me and my mother, we don't see eye to eye. We don't get along, and so I was not planning on spending the rest of my day sleeping next to her in her bed.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was sleeping in a cave in the Papagos, and I was sleeping down here at the river bottom.
What was a day in the life like for you? Was it scary?
No.
Did you know that you had to get a place quick? Was it hard out here being a woman?
I knew that I wasn't going to make it another summer.
Of course, yeah.
Last summer was really brutal. I mean, it's been up to like 118 degrees. This summer was super brutal. And I wasn't going to make it. You know, I've lost like 15 pounds since I've been here.
In hell.
It's too hot. It's just too hot. Yeah, I've lost a lot of weight since I've been here. I really don't like myself. I feel like so drained and sick. I feel so weak. It's been really hard for me to keep the pounds on. It's something I've always
fast metabolism.
It's something I've always struggled with. You know, I was born and raised in Willow Glen. I come from a private Christian school. I played piano, clarinet, water polo, Stanford. I trained with Stanford. You know, in 8th grade. I mean, come from good stock.
Yeah, prestigious.
Good, upper middle class. You know, I come from I come from good
family. Yeah,
I had a great family. You know, my dad passed away in 2016. I miss him.
How do they feel about you now? I mean,
they've pretty much completely disowned me.
Oh, I hate to hear these stories.
My dad left me, plenty of money to fix my teeth at least, and I have a trustee who is my ex-stepmother, and that is just a nightmare in and of itself.
Oh.
Getting her to do anything for me, any of my money, it's a special needs trust fund, and so if I don't outlive her, the money doesn't go back into my family's name, and it stays with her.
Wow, that's awful.
So
what kind
sad.
I have never even heard of that.
It's a nightmare.
Yes, can you repeat that? It's a what?
It's a special needs trust fund. So, for instance, like, because me and my dad were estranged the last 6 years of his life. And so he didn't know how, mental I was, so the trust fund he left for me is for a special needs trust fund, as if I was Down syndrome or mentally challenged, retarded, something like that, right? Now, can you imagine though, if I really was had autism, or something like that? You know, if I really was a schizophrenic, you know.
Manic depressed, something like that.
Yeah,
it would
right.
Be awful,
right. Special needs, where I really need them out.
Yeah.
You're hurting me. Like seriously, can you imagine the things that the woman should really be sued for? Defamation of character, slander, attempted murder. I mean, I have this tooth infection now for the past. Well, since my father passed away, pretty much. I mean, because my dad used to take care of my teeth. You know, I went to the dentist twice a year, once for a patch and once for cleaning. You know, my dad took really good care of me. God bless him. God rest him.
And now that he's gone,
he's rolling over, and now that he's gone, my mother and my ex-stepmother are gaslighting me, basically. So yeah,
not letting you retain none of the funds that you need to get things done.
Well, it's not like because see, the money is never supposed to be in my hands. I'm just supposed to send them the bill, and they're supposed to pay it.
But they're not even doing that.
Well, she's not doing that. My mother is a whole different story. At least my trustee, my ex-stepmother, mind you. At least she leaves me alone. She don't really mess with me. My mother straight sabotages me. That's a whole different
ballpark.
Oh, good Lord, she is all up in the mix. I should never even told her where my apartment was or where my work was, because in like 1 week she's gotten me fired and kicked out. Trust and believe that.
Yeah, they say family ain't family no more.
No. Family's a behavior.
Yeah, isn't it funny?
And no, it's not. I don't find it.
No, I don't mean funny in that way. But when I say funny, I mean like funny in a bad way. Like sometimes, family's supposed to be loving, caring, supportive, things of that nature.
Right.
So when I say funny, not to be funny, I mean funny in like a negative light, like where, you know,
it's a shame.
Sometimes, you know, family's not family. You know, they only call when
relatives
they need or want
aren't
something.
necessarily family, and family aren't necessarily relatives.
There you go. Blood is no thicker than water, is what I'm trying to say.
I'm saying actions speak louder than words, and you must be this tall to rise. If you want to be my family, I don't care how we related.
Yeah, we could be any. Yeah, that don't.
I don't care how we relate. I don't care if we're blood or not. Like
we're on the same page.
You gotta respect me.
There you go. Yes.
At least this much, and my mom just does not cut it.
There you go. Yeah.
And I've got a really great street mom, and she meets the criteria.
They usually are the best. That's
great.
Yeah.
You know, so I know what love is. You know, and I know what respect is, and I know what boundaries are, and I like myself as a person. You know,
it's amazing to hear.
I like me. It took me a long time.
I'm happy to hear that.
And it took a really righteous dude in my life. You know, Mr. Matthew Rizek, I could never repay the man, showed me what real love is.
Shout out him.
God bless him. I hope he's somewhere happy in life right now, you know.
That's awesome.
But yeah, it sucks when you find out like you can't have kids. And so I would have really made a good mommy. That sucks.
I bet you.
I have the opportunity to parent though. I'm an auntie grandma.
Yeah,
my little street daughter calls me auntie grandma.
Yeah, that's cool.
So I have that in my life, and that's satisfying, really satisfying to me. You know.
Yeah, I bet. That's awesome. You seem like an amazing person, and I can tell you're very, very intelligent and smart. This is sad that, you know, everybody has a story to tell, and it's so unique. You know, these stories get more amazing each one that I do. You know, it's sad that you went through what you went through, and that, you know, your own mom is like be trying to do the crab in a barrel thing, just pull you down. Like, who would get somebody fired from a job at any capacity? I don't care what they do or what they think.
Well, I mean, who would call anybody and tell them that their daughter is a heroin junkie, a mental case?
Horrible.
I mean, the things that she tells people is just, you know, well, the mental case maybe a little bit. I've been having some panic attacks and some issues, but I've never used heroin ever.
Yeah, that's awful.
I don't drink. You know, I smoke a lot of weed. I grew weed for like 15 years. I really don't know what to do without growing pot.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
You know,
it's natural.
But I want to answer your questions. I'm anxious to see what questions you have for me.
Yeah. So 5 years. I want to know, what do you plan on doing in the next 5 years from now?
Surviving the end of the world.
That's a very good answer.
You know. I really believe that we're in the end days. I want to see the second coming of Christ.
Man,
I'm kind of like excited about that. In 5 years, I'm praying that I see the new heavens and the new earth. You know, I want to see revival.
Yeah. How do you feel about how the world is nowadays? Like, everybody's on cell phones, kids are on cell phones. Kids usually
everything's
a long
very
time ago,
desensitized.
Kids used to be raised by parents, and now they're raised by a cell phone and an iPhone.
I think that AI was maybe the only way. I hate to say it, the only way to preserve anything decent in humanity. Okay, because it's adapt or die.
Yeah. That's
right.
True.
And humans have all these malfunctions.
Yes,
of, like, for instance, the whole family thing, and AI
does it perfect.
Well,
there's
does it better.
There you go.
Does it better.
That's the word I was looking
and does
for.
it
Right,
you know, and it's going to take a lot of people. Like, for instance, my mother. My mother just wants to be that woman who calls and screams at the customer service. You know, and for people like her, they made the answering machine. The little 1-2 buttons. Like, you have to, you know, you have to be patient, and you have to not be yelling because the machine don't care.
How about some compassion? You know, just a little bit. That carries you a long way. You know, like,
absolutely.
I really believe in morals, principles, and just being a stand-up, you know, human being at the end of the day.
Right.
Why can't we all just do that?
Well, because somebody along the line told us this is love, and nobody corrected it. You know, but I really believe that at a certain point, if somebody did this to you as a child and told you it was love, as a child you knew it was wrong. Mm-hmm. So what makes it okay as an adult to repeat the process?
Yeah.
It's unacceptable.
It is.
You know, and I think that's what's going on with the computers and stuff like that. That it was the only way to maybe preserve anything left decent in the human race.
So, you're familiar with Austin's story as well as I am. He's a friend of mine, and I always ask people out here in Tempe, how do you feel about how the cops are treating him, and how do you feel about the cops in general? Like, are they nice to people out here that are displaced?
No, but
what's the deal with them out here?
I honestly couldn't tell you. I've done my best to avoid them. Austin's story is certainly
Great.
Interesting because, like myself, he comes from a really good background. But I think he's trying to. I think that, and I've told him this too. Austin, I love you, bro. Your parents need to thank you. Like, seriously, somebody should write his parents to thank you. He is such a good kid.
Good kid, yeah.
He is such a good person. But I wish that he wouldn't be such a martyr. I wish that he would, like, extend dinner to, you know what I mean? Like, put it in their face. Like, hey, why don't you come join us for dinner? Instead of having, like, that, instead of, oh, it's us against them. No, we don't come together as a species. We go extinct.
Well, there's some merit there.
And so I appreciate Austin, what Austin does, and all of his help. And I think that that he's getting with the program. That, you know, he's young, and so of course he wants to fight the system. But he's going to lose. He just needs to find some loopholes in it, and go about things maybe a better way. You know. You
don't think he has a lawsuit?
Oh, absolutely.
I do.
Absolutely. Oh, no, the kid's totally got a case.
Yeah, I think he has.
But I think it's a case that, I think it's a situation that totally could have been avoided as well.
Okay.
Well, maybe not totally.
I respect that
maybe
honesty.
not totally avoided, but
sure,
you know, adapt or die, right?
Yeah.
So he's been fighting it, and sometimes you just gotta go with the flow, go with the grain, you know, and jump through those hoops of fire and check all that bullshit off the list and be like, okay, now what?
Yeah, ultimately what you're saying, well, what I'm getting from what you're saying is when you've been hit over the head so many times, you know, one time, two times,
they tell you go get the thing, they tell you go get the thing,
let's duck on that
still don't
fourth
get the thing.
one.
Go get the fucking thing, man.
Let's duck on the fourth one. not make it a fifth. Yeah, I can live with that.
You know, I think that if there's a will, there's a way. Mm-hmm. And so lawsuit is one route, or inviting them to dinner might be another. You know what I'm saying?
Stronger together, live forever.
Yeah, we're all humans.
Yeah,
like,
at the end of the day. Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, it's not just the cops, it's also the park rangers.
Hey, they hungry too. They hungry too. We got all this food.
Yeah,
come on.
Split it, huh?
Come on. I mean, come on. Somebody bring them a plate already. Come on.
Yeah. Huh, that's a good idea. Maybe we'll try that. You know?
You think somebody would have by now?
I wonder if someone's tried that. I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna do some more. By the
time,
if not, I'll try it.
By the time that they show up, I'm usually gone. You know what I mean? I really do my best to avoid any of the riffraff.
Yeah,
you know, But yeah, was it scary living out here as a single female? Yeah.
That's what I want to know. Like, what was it like?
Absolutely.
I mean, do people steal?
You kind of got to buddy up with somebody.
A male or a female, or does
anybody.
It matter? Yeah, just anybody. For
get a dog, get a bird, get a cat, get something.
Get a dog, huh?
Get something.
Something.
Some type of companion. You really need the buddy system out here. Somebody to give a shit at the end of the day if you don't show up.
Cool. Yeah, that's true.
Because you know, people, they pull bodies out of the river bottom all
I know. It's
week.
crazy.
You know,
it's crazy.
It's no
I've had the tragedy of, you know, I've interviewed someone and then they got hit by a car. And a few days after, sad.
We just lost Chucky. Sideshow's brother, Chucky.
Chucky.
Long hair, kind of like little.
I know Sideshow, the one who does the fire. I think it's him.
Sideshow. They're Rainbow Family.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
All right, yeah. Sideshow, he's got the glasses. Yeah, he's really cool, dude.
Yeah, I know he's all right. Yeah, he's really cool.
We just lost his brother last week.
Wow. What happened? Like.
What happened? If I had to guess, I would guess that somebody sold Chucky something that wasn't speed.
Hot Chucky.
Yeah, and Chucky, you know, I would imagine because Chucky might smoke, or so, you know, somebody might. A lot of, and this is what happened back home in Santa Cruz too. You know, when fentanyl hit the streets, I mean, it's such. I mean, you want to talk about epidemic?
Yeah, it's awful.
Pandemic. I mean,
it's awful. That's what we're here to talk about. I mean, it's awful. You know, people dying and people giving Narcan. It's like Arizona is
the nasals don't work.
I know. Yeah,
you gotta have the injectables.
Yes.
The nasals do not work. It took 3 of them to bring my dude back one time, and the shot.
Yeah, it's literally to the point where, you know, they don't even know what they're doing nowadays. They're giving people Suboxone mixed fentanyl. So when people are smoking it, they're getting sick right away. It's awful. Like, they're just putting anything in the fent powder, and people are just dying.
Anything to make money. Some dude came up to me the other day, and he had this rock of fentanyl, and he goes, "You know what this is?" And I go, "Well, it looks like crack." I go, "Is it crack?" I got all excited.
Rocked it up well, huh?
And he goes, "No, it's fentanyl," and it almost looked like cocaine, though. You know, and so if I had to take a guess what happened to our dear friend Chucky, I would suspect that
got an ill
Chucky
dose.
did a shot thinking it was speed, and it wasn't.
That's sad. I'm sorry to hear that.
So sad. Chucky was so mellow and cool and helpful, and
I'm pretty sure I've met him before.
Chucky was super
Awesome
thoughtful.
guy.
Yeah, he had like long blonde hair, like kind of. He was about my height. He was really a good dude.
Yeah, that's sad. I'm sorry.
You know,
to hear
I mean,
that.
and I lost like 14 people in 1 month when that shit hit the streets in Santa Cruz.
It's like.
I mean, we're talking like seasoned heroin junkies, men that have been slamming heroin for like 40, 50 years. We're talking about like 80-year-old dudes fucking still like, right? Because it's just heroin. Well,
I'm going to play devil's advocate here.
Yeah.
Have you seen people
Go for it.
say something good about fentanyl because it stopped them from using needles? What would you say to that? What say you?
Oh, I say you better stop it all if you love your life. Knock it off.
Yeah, that works for me too.
Knock it off. You know,
Yeah, but some people I've seen literally.
I had to quit the needles because of the fentanyl.
Yeah, okay.
Because I can't trust it. Yeah, I can't trust the dope. You know what I mean? But yeah, and even people putting like fentanyl in the pizzos and just passing it around, and so the heroin junkies that have been slamming dope for the past 30 years, they died off one fucking hit of. I thinking it was the pizzo.
Yeah, that's.
Thinking it was a bubble.
Yeah.
Somebody passed them the bubble. They weren't paying no attention. They hit the thing and they died.
Yeah, that's sad, man.
Santa Cruz is still an open port.
Wow.
So we got it coming through like quarter-pound bags.
Yeah, that's wild. Jeez. So what do you feel about Arizona becoming, they call it like zombie zona, like everywhere you go, people are, you know, just sleeping on the bus stops. I mean, there's literally
it's like that all over the,
I know.
It's like that all throughout the states.
Yeah, so it's not
like
just
that
here.
It's
So
not
what do you
just here.
feel? What do you feel about it? I mean, is that
I feel
horrible?
that it's I feel that
Do you think
it's
they
a
should be
shame.
doing that?
And well,
of course not.
what do you mean? I mean,
where are they going to go, though?
I think that if they made the cost of marijuana more affordable, you'd have a lot less of it. Because seriously, you can afford a $3 blue, but you can't afford a $20 joint. I've asked a lot of people. I've done the research myself, and a lot of people, if they had the money, they'd go buy the joint.
Yeah.
But they need a head change to get them through whatever, you know. And so because the marijuana is so expensive, and it's ridiculous. Because I mean, they're just burning. I mean, I was over like 27th Ave or something like that the other day. I was getting off the freeway, and there was like this huge pillow of smoke coming up. I mean, what they can't sell, they just burn.
Oh, yeah. That's just so like 27th and Bethany, 27th and Camelback, the Stroll, 27th
and they just, I mean,
Indian
huge
School.
bills. And why aren't you passing that out instead of fentanyl? You know, because it would save a lot of lives.
Yeah.
If the marijuana industry was different.
Well,
it would.
Yeah, that's true.
It would make a change. But what I think about the fentanyl epidemic is that it's going to take somebody high up there. It's going to take some senator's kid to die before anything happens with it. Unfortunately, but that's what it is.
Yeah. Well, this has been an awesome interview. I would like to ask, like I ask everybody, if there's someone who sees this interview and they have the means and they want to help, do you have a Gmail, email, something like that where someone can get in touch with you? And what is it that you would want? Something that you would want?
I need help paying for rent right now. I need to sell my car. I lost my job. I have an apartment. I don't know how I'm going to pay rent. And I'm really struggling now that I have it together to keep it together, and I'm failing miserably.
Yeah.
Okay. I've only got 1 more month that they're going to pay for my rent, and I've been having these panic attacks. If I need any type of help, it's a job. I need a job right now. It helps keep me grounded. It gives me something to do every day. I'm a hard worker.
Yes.
And I just want to go back to work. You know.
Yeah.
I clean. I do accounts receivable, payables. My email is jm82@gmail.com. And I'm Sarah, and yeah, that's about it. That's how to get a hold of me. I can't even pay my phone bill right now.
All right, thank you so much.
So
do you mind me posting this on my social media platforms so I can spread awareness?
Not at all.
Thank you so much, sir. This was amazing.
My pleasure. Thank you for giving me the
opportunity. Next time I see you, hopefully it's a part 2, and we can hopefully you'll have your rent paid and you'll be doing a lot better.
I'd like that very much, sir. God bless you and yours.
God bless you.